Have you ever said to yourself, I know I created this, but you don't remember where you saved it? Or maybe you've typed the same email 3 times this week and thought, why am I doing this again? If so, then this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about the systems that help your business feel organized, finally. And not because you became a superhuman or a different person altogether, but because your business starts supporting you better. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the podcast. In this episode, we're continuing the conversation on building a business that runs smoother. And today's topic is organization, but it's not the color coded, perfectly labeled desk candy kind of way. So, what we're talking about is creating a system to organize your business to reduce friction because every system you build saves time tomorrow. The goal is not to do more. Actually, the goal is the need to do less. So if you've been feeling scattered, behind, or like your business depends on you remembering every single detail, take a breath, have a sip of tea or water, or whatever your favorite beverage is. No judgment. Um, you're not necessarily disorganized. You may simply be operating without systems. Here's the truth. Your brain was not designed to be a filing system. The project manager, the reminder app, the client tracker, or the operations manager for your whole business. And here's the thing. Many entrepreneurs try to make it do all these jobs at once. That's why you find yourself searching for documents, rewriting emails, recreating graphics, or trying to remember what comes next in a client's process. And it's not because you're unmotivated, because obviously you're doing all these projects or processes, which there really isn't a process, because you're trying to accomplish what you need to do. The thing is that because these processes live in your head instead of in your business, everything seems out of whack. And when everything lives inside your head, everything feels urgent. Just think of your head being on fire. And we don't want that. Okay. So every task takes more energy. Every interruption sends you spiraling. And that's not how it should be when you're running your business. So systems matter because they reduce decision fatigue. They give your brain fewer things to hold to, fewer choices to make, and fewer steps to recreate from scratch. So that frees you up for work that actually needs your judgment, creativity, strategy, decision making, and serving your clients well. Think of systems as your future self's best friend. Hey, bestie. A system says you don't have to figure this all out again next week. Okay. We already made the plan. So instead of asking, how can I become more organized? Ask, how can I make this easier the next time? That question is powerful because it turns frustration into a repeatable process. So let's talk about the 5 systems every small business needs and put it into practice. First, create a home for everything. No more random desktop files. I don't know about you, but whenever I see a desktop or a phone interface and there's so many icons, you can't even see the background. I don't know why that just gives me the creeps. It is what it is. It's my mind. Don't judge me, but that's how I feel. It doesn't seem organized. But everybody's mind is different, but that's just how my mind works. Anyway, your filing system does not have to be fancy, and it really doesn't, but it just needs to be consistent. If you can't find a file, something under a minute, let's just say that. If you can't find a file in under a minute, your filing system needs work. Start with simple folders that match how your business actually operates: clients, content, finances, templates, offers, and internal operations. Second, build a repeatable client process. Every client deserves a smooth and enjoyable journey. So map what happens from inquiry to discovery, proposal, contract, payment, onboarding, delivery, and follow-up. Everything should have its order and its place. Okay. When these steps are clear, you're not guessing, what to send next. Your client is not wondering what happens next. Trust me, your clients don't know what your operations are. And to make it easy for them, you have to lay things out as basic as possible. So that way, they will want to work with you again, or they will give you a referral from somebody else because they would think that your processes are clear, concise, and to the point. Third thing is creating a content planning system. If you're asking, what should I post today? Every single day, you're making your content harder than what it needs to be. Try planning monthly themes. One theme can become a blog post, a social media post, a podcast episode, an email, or even a short video. That way, you're not reinventing your message every single time you show up online. One example I like to call is the bundle method. I choose a theme or series for the year, and that allows me to have a monthly theme to guide my topics. It gives you structure without boxing you in. So that's something I would definitely recommend. Fourth, use email templates. If you type the same email twice, create a template. Inquiry replies, follow-ups, onboarding instructions, payment reminders, testimonial requests, and project wrap-up messages can all become templates. This doesn't make your communication less personal. It just makes it less draining. And trust me, we need stuff to be less draining. Okay, and finally, the fifth thing you have to remember, schedule a weekly CEO check-in. Spend 20 to 30 minutes each week looking at how your business is running. Ask, what is working? What's taking too long? What can I automate? What can I delegate? And what can I stop doing altogether? Systems improve because you improve them. So here's your challenge, because we don't leave out of here without one. And trust me, I'm walking with you as we do this. So choose one repetitive task in your business, just one. It could be sending a proposal, onboarding a client, preparing content, organizing files, or following up after a sales call. Write down every step you take from beginning to end, and then ask yourself, could this become a checklist? Could this become a template? Could technology handle this part? And could someone else eventually step in and take over? But the thing is, you don't want to do 20 systems at once. Like I said, I'm only asking for one thing, and build one good one. That will save you time and it will reduce friction. And then work on the next one and go from there. So if your business mostly lives in your head, it's time to change that. Small systems create big freedom. They help you build a business that supports you instead of one that constantly depends on you to function. We don't want that, because trust me, it leads to burnout. And that's not something we want to do. If this episode helped you, which I hope it did, share it with another business owner who is tired of feeling scattered. And this week, choose one repetitive task and turn it into a simple system. Trust me, your future self will thank you. So in the meantime, I want you to be inspired, be inspiring, be encouraged, be encouraging. But most of all, I want you to be you and start putting those systems in place to run your business smoother. And I'll check you out next week. Take care.